Yo, what's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Um, we're gonna go ahead and get this week off popping. You feel me? Happy new week, I guess you would say. Today's Monday, January 22nd, 2024. It's almost about to be 124, right? But definitely ready for a new week. Last week pretty much, we had a really good market outlook last week. Even took a live gold trade. I don't even normally take trades on market outlook, but my setup is there. You feel me? It's an active session, active kill zone. I'm gonna pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and get ready for this week. Top of the week preparation. I like the way the market's been setting up. It's not a lot of crazy news events this week, so we'll see how smooth everything moves, liquidity wise, speed wise. But either way it goes, definitely ready for another week. So of course, as normal, we're gonna go ahead and start off on investing.com. And get an idea for what we can expect as far as the news today. All right, so let me go ahead and turn this down. But yeah. So today is Monday, the 22nd. Tomorrow's going to be the 23rd. No wild news events today. I mean, we do have Bank of Japan interest rates. What am I saying, right? Bank of Japan interest rates dropping in about an hour and 10 minutes, I believe. About an hour and 24 minutes. We got that, so we can take a peek at some JPY. Preferably, we'll see what's going on. Preferably, I'll look at GJ, but we'll see what's going on. Then, tomorrow, I mean, pretty much all night long, a lot of JPY actions, CPI and interest rates for JPY dropping tonight. So definitely take a look at the JPY. And then tomorrow morning, no U.S. dollar, news. We got CAD and 8:30. What would we call it? Would I say orange folder or 2 star, however you want to say it? Canadian dollar news at 8:30 a.m. But not a lot of nothing major, right? Nothing major tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, more JPY news. And we're just gonna start seeing, the news for the majors coming in, right? We got pound news, euro news on Wednesday, and then finally some 3 star dollar news on Wednesday at 9:45 a.m. So if nothing pops off, we know we can expect something going on Wednesday for sure. Thursday we got euro interest rate decisions coming 8:15. So during New York session, 8:30 some US dollar news. So Thursday is going to be a healthy day for dollar price action. So we can definitely look forward to that, right? Let's go ahead and hit the charts. But last week's price action pretty much followed what it was that we were expecting, what it was that we were looking for on dollar last week. Going into the week, we were here on Monday. Bang. Right, we were here on Monday wanting to see price go ahead and trade up deeper into this imbalance here. Right. Right, on the 4 hour, right, and you can see literally Monday price opened up, and we went ahead and saw them run into it and pretty much consolidate for the rest of the week. Excuse me. Now, I think I pointed out on, I think last week, looking at the monthly time frame on DXY, we just traded up. That imbalance on the monthly is a volume imbalance, right? Pretty big gap right there on the monthly. So I definitely wanted to see a reaction from there, see price, fall off from there. And on the weekly, you can see that we came up into it and then we wicked down lower. On the daily, you can see we started to, the market could not get past that level, right? We got no closures above there. And then on the 4 hour, you can see we did start to get, right, lower low, right, coming in. I started to see price action fall down to to the downside, I guess. Drop down to the downside, I think is the best way for me to say that, right? But yeah, so boom, 4 hour, we got the lower low coming in. Now we seeing them trade back up to that level here, right? And seeing that lower high coming in here, right? So, excuse me. I do want to see price hold this, and I want to see a lower dollar, right? Even if the week isn't bearish, if we see them make a run lower here today, as in today, as in Tuesday, and we get down into here, then I may be interested in seeing what goes on, right? Because this is my objective to see dollar trade too, right? So I want to see this respect this level, and then see us drop back down into this imbalance. If we don't respect this level, it pretty much invalidates what I'm seeing down here. If we run past through this level, then I'll see DXY here at the high of December, 100%. All right, if we get past this level, and we'll talk about that on the live sessions. But if DXY gets past here, I would use this as and I think we said something similar last week. But it's just that type of time, as we're just in those type of scenarios, you feel me? So if we go ahead and get up past this level, then I'll see them going ahead and definitely making a run for these highs here from December. You look on the weekly time frame, it's just really clean, right? Double tops, even could say triple top if we look all the way over here to the side, right? So that is where we would expect for that to go. But just seeing how we started to see this very strong displacement lower. I mean, it was nice to see them go ahead and run below this sell side liquidity, right? And now they're trading back up higher. But I'm looking to see this just be a retracement on their way lower, right? I don't believe this is the liquidity that they were looking for. All right, as I talk about in the course, right, we had a consolidation, and then we saw the markets expand higher, right, out of that consolidation. We saw one more time. I mean, we didn't we didn't even see them pull back down into this last down candle here, right? Because it was a gap, right? Market literally came up, I guess you could say, just barely, right? Market traded up above the order block here, and then drop back down for half a second, and then we opened up the next day completely and totally bullish from that level. All right, so I feel this is a imbalanced price level, all right, that in internal liquidity, banks are going to be looking to trade back into. Even if we're going to go higher, I did want to see us come back down into this level before we're going to go ahead and continue higher. So that's what a lot of what it is that I'm looking at is based off of, right? So, this was Monday's price action, price consolidated, gave us some manipulated, manufactured some buy side liquidity here at noon. And then we saw them end off the day trading up above that liquidity, consolidating inside of our monthly key level. Okay, so I'm not looking to see price get up above this gray area. And that's what I'll be paying attention to. I'm not trading until New York session though, so we got some time to let the market go ahead and set up, and give us an idea of what is going to act, like what it is that is actually going to go on. All right, so if y'all see, if you follow that, or if you have something that you were looking at, let me know in the chat, and we can definitely go even more into detail on DXY. But I think that's enough on DXY for right now, right? Like I said, looking to see her come into this 102.72 for the week. We already saw price action consolidate, trade higher. I'm looking to see highs of the week in this level, and see price go ahead and drop down to that level. That's the price action. Now, looking at bonds market, anybody who's been hopping on with me with these live sessions, we use this as kind of an indicator as the opposite to what should be going on with the dollar. So it's just a little bit more of a confirmation for DXY. Also helps with confirmations for us with NASDAQ, indices and things of that nature. But we saw price drop down into this higher time frame order block, right? Came down into that level. On the 4 hour, we did see some displacement higher. Okay, we had this high that was then taken. We got a higher high. We then got a higher low, higher high, right? So it looks like we're getting a little bit of reaction here. However, bonds has been extremely bearish. Almost ready for DXY to trade higher. We already saw here, yeah, during Monday's price action, price went ahead and ran above this high here, which was last Thursday's high. Made a run above that high, strong drop lower, right? So it's a little interesting what's going on here with the bonds market. I do need to grab a charger. One moment. One moment. One moment. Just 1 second while I grab my charger. Yeah, we got the charger now. We got the charger now. Now we know we here for a long time, not just a good time. Now we know. Okay, so bang 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 boogie bang bang. All right, so boom, that was Monday, right? So we saw price action open up. We traded up, took that buy side, and then we saw them drop back down into this 1 hour inefficiency here. Okay, so far, because of this run higher from this low, we are seeing bullishness on this lower time frame, right? We do know that overall they're bearish, but they just came into a key level, and we got price action, higher high, higher low. They did come up above that liquidity there, right? But we've came back down into a discount with this level here. So let's see, how bonds wants to go ahead and respond. Okay, if bonds is truly bullish, then similar to that level that I broke down on DXY, if bonds is truly gonna go, continue this bullishness, we should say, right? And where would we expect them to come back up into out of this entire range? We would just look at like a recent imbalance. Okay, so let's say this daily imbalance we have here. It's a nice daily imbalance. Right here, the low of this candle, right? The low of this candle, bang. The low of this candle, sorry, and the high of this candle, and the low of this candle over here. Okay. All right. Now that they just reached into a key level here on this time frame, would expect for them to come back up, or we'll see if they respect this level. But as long as they're respecting this level, where's the next level of liquidity I would expect for them to come up to? It would be that imbalance there. Okay, so we want to if we're gonna get that bullish that good bearish pullback retracement on DXY, we want a really good bullish pullback and retracement on bonds. Okay, so I want to, like I said, see how bonds responds here at this level. Markets, following this midnight time, right? I want to see them run, maybe run into these lows here. Okay, right? Take these lows of New York session. Right, I want to see a run on something like that, and then see if we can get a pump higher. Right here in London session, going into New York, we see something like that. When we come into New York session, then great. We just we'll just continue with it until price reaches up here. Okay, so we'll keep our eye on that. All right, now let's head over to Goldilocks. Let's head over to Goldilocks. She's moving smooth. Okay, so Goldilocks has been bullish, right, for the past about 4 or 5 months or so, right? All of fourth quarter of 2023, we have bullishness on DXY. On gold. We even got all-time highs here on gold at 2146, right? We had a high here on gold, an all-time high. So we have nothing else to really look at. As buy side or previous price action because we're at all-time highs. All right, so with that being said, um, now with DXY starting to look like, hey, we're ready to poke up bullish. We've all been looking for sells on gold, and I'm definitely, if it's time, then I'm with the vibes. But like I said, kind of do want to see that retracement, that pullback on dollar first. Okay, so let's take a look here at gold and silver. Maybe it'll give me an idea of how incorrect or how wrong I can be. I mean, how wrong I could be, or maybe I could be. Maybe I'm right. Right? Maybe I am right about DXY wanting to go ahead and go give a push lower. Now, looking at gold since the open of the year. Okay, this is the open of this month. We're gonna say this boom was this month. We're gonna put another level at the open of last month. Get an idea for what the last month of price action's hitting for. All right. We're gonna drop down to the 4 hour here on the daily. Okay, we can see clearly bullish, like we said, the last 3 months. Bullish here in December, right? We had a low. I don't think, yeah, even it was also a bullish candle, right? Bullish here in December. So far here in January, price action opened up here on January. Okay, so currently we've been trading below the monthly open in what is a bullish cycle here on gold because we've been bullish for the last 3 months. So I don't know. I find that to be find that to be a little bit convenient. If we take a look here on the range of last month, right? This is the high of last month. This is the low of last month. The actual high of last month was the all-time high up here. It's a really suspicious wick, though. I would prefer not to use it. But we are in the discount of the low to high of last month from that obnoxious high. And if we wanted to be rude and ignore that high, we're still in the discount, no matter how we look at it. All right, looking at the a recent low within that range. Okay, we just saw price make a run below that on Thursday, and then we got strong bullishness here to finish off on Friday. And now this week is starting off bearish. All right, we're seeing this week, but I do want to see. I do feel as though we're in a good level to see a actually bullish weekly candle here on gold. And I know I'm crazy. I know I'm kind of crazy. It looks super bearish, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Looks like she just wants to fall off the face of the planet, huh? But just based on that higher time frame structure, like I said, we just came down below this liquidity. Boom. Seeing gold inside of this here imbalance. Bingo. Right. Literally came down to the halfway of that imbalance, and then we saw strong price action higher. Let's take a look at this week's open. So here was last week's price action here on gold. Yeah, I like to be all in the camera when I'm on Market Outlook. Be having me looking crazy. All right, so boom. Now we got some lipstick on here, right? So even looking at last week's price action, clearly we're in a discount here on last week's price action. This was that last down candle we had here last week. So that's our order block. We could pay attention to that. Okay. Yeah, boom, low, price took off, right? Came up, took those highs. All right, now here's our low from yesterday. Bink, right? Traded right down into, they didn't come down into that actually. Remember, they came down right above this key level that we're looking at. That's always nice to see. Now, yeah, so here on the 4 hours, that last down candle right here that I'm gonna keep my eye on. And I'm gonna want to see gold respond from that level, respect that level. So depending what time that we see price fall into that, um, and not even what time we see price fall into that, right? I want to see price drop into this, and I don't want to see price close below this, right? So even if during London session we see them drop into this, coming into New York session, I want to see some type of bullishness from here, and then I can catch, the retracement opportunity here during New York session, right? And see price go ahead and trade above these highs here from Thursday. Okay, that will be my objective for today. Right, will be that buy side from Thursday, and then here on the 4 hour time frame, we got a nice, we got a nice imbalance here on the 4 hour we can pay attention to. Okay. And just seeing price get there. Now, depending on where DXY is, once price comes back up there, will determine whether I'm like, okay, well, yeah, no, I think the sales can continue, or boom, let's go ahead and get back above this monthly open. I think price is actually going to go for, higher highs, right? But that's my thoughts here on gold. Okay, want to see price actually give bullish price action from these key levels. So I'm gonna put my alert here at 2016, just like that. All right, and from a 4 hour perspective, ideally, we don't want to see price trade below here. Not to say this is not a trade setup, trade idea. I don't like 94 pip stop loss trades. But I mean, if you're into that, that's a good 1 to 2.6, right? Almost 1 to 3. If we take it up into that imbalance there, that'll be a good 1 to 3.2. But of course, you guys know how I trade. I wouldn't take this setup as a whole. If I'm correct, right? If we see price fall into this, respect this, and displace from here, I'm just gonna look for an opportunity within this, and I know where my final price objectives are. So I'm gonna hide this so that we can keep that in mind. But yeah, that's my thoughts there on gold. Now, let's take a look at UJ. UJ also recently gave some very, I won't say all-time highs, but the highest of recent. Because if we go look at the all-time, I believe on UJ, yeah, we're not at all-time highs, but definitely the highest recent since the 2000s, pretty much. Now, I'm not really a fan of selling UJ, and you guys know that I'm kind of looking for a bearish price action on dollar right now. UJ has been obnoxiously bullish since January started, along with the dollar. Like anybody who trades the way I trade, we see there is some interesting levels here that UJ is at, but nah, man, I don't really want to trade you, UJ. Sorry about the motorcycle guys in the back. Yeah, I don't really want to mess with you, UJ. JPY has been super weak. That's what's been going on. JPY has been super weak, selling off her whole life. That's crazy. And I definitely think that she's gonna continue to drop. Yeah, definitely think that JPY is gonna continue to fall her little heart away. So now, like I said, I kind of do prefer Looking at GBP right now, which recently just traded above these these highs from October 2015. We're not too far from the yearly highs of 2015, and just the highest highs that we've had since 2007 on the higher time frame. Right. Um, yeah, super bullish. This is nice. It's nice, I guess. Boom, 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 boom. You know how I do, right? We're gonna look at the open of this year so far. Look at last month. Now, last month, we saw a price run down, take out these lows here from October. And the lows of November, right? So first thing we saw price take out the lows of November, digging into the lows of October as well, right? Got some consolidation, and we saw them make a massive run higher here, okay? Which left a couple items in play, right? But then boom, they left this imbalance, played above it, dropped into it, and then we got very strong acceleration higher, and then they continued until they went ahead and reached this buy side objective up here, the high of November. Okay, so we saw them make a run above that high of November, but what's catching my attention now is here was the last up candle. This was the last up candle before price sold off, taking the low of November, dropping into those lows of October. And so this is what we call a institutional candle. Okay, and that's one of the different institutional candles we pay attention to. This is where price action was manipulated to go take out those lows. Okay, so this is a significant price area, and inside of that area we have a imbalance in price over here. Okay, right here. So we don't even have to highlight over there. I could just run this across. All right, whenever I have one of those institutional candles right next to an imbalance, that's I don't want to say super key level, but it's like a super key level, right? I find that to be one of the strongest areas of support and resistance that we're gonna have. Price is extremely bullish, right? We're not too far away from all-time highs. I definitely want to see a reaction inside of that price level, right? So now if I go ahead and mark off, okay, boom, this is Monday. So now I'm gonna drop down to a lower time frame because I got my higher time frame bias and price is bullish. I believe price is gonna continue to be bullish until they reach that buy side objective. Just believe price wants to pull back first. Boom. So here's our week now. All right. This was last week's price action. And see, if we know price is gonna go ahead and make a run down into this discount, that'll be perfect, right? Down to the 50% of last week, inside of that imbalance, right? That is a daily imbalance that we have right there. And then inside of that, on a lower time frame, we have this here imbalance on the 4-hour time frame from Wednesday. So yeah, I want to see price drop into there on GJ. So we're gonna put this at 187.33, which is interesting, right? Because there's a lot of room for a potential sell opportunity, but you know how we play with the forex pairs, man. I don't wanna. I'm good off of that. All right. Once we see price make a drop down into there, then I'll be interested in. We'll see. We can see about a continuation, right? Because if we're right about this level, I don't want to see price below these lows, right? Below these lows here from last week. So Yeah, I can't. I'm just trying to get an idea. So it's about 50 pips down to those lows. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be keeping in mind for. But even as a swing position, I mean, we're talking 50 to 100 pip risk, right, for a 600 pip return. All right, so gonna keep that in mind as a potential swing setup right there on GJ. But yeah, man, that's my thoughts on those. Now, gold is gonna have most of my attention. Not gonna lie, gold. I would look at the indices as well. Let me see. All-time highs here on Nasdaq. All-time highs on. Are these all-time highs for SPX? All-time highs for SPX and currently. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart. Hold on. Bang. Yeah. All-time highs for SPX. All-time highs for US 30, all-time highs for Nasdaq. It's really looking good. Now, these guys have been bullish regardless. They don't even care. But if we get a extra pop like we were talking about here on the bonds market typically goes the same direction as indices typically go the same direction as the bonds market. You know what I'm saying? So if we do see that pop higher on the bonds market, then on an intraday, like it's only intraday setups. We're at all-time highs, right? On an intraday, if I see any sweeps below a low here on the indices right before a key time level, and we're getting that bearishness coming through on DXY, I'm definitely taking buys, right? But there's not too much higher time frame, top of the week for me to do here on these pairs, Nasdaq, US 30. But I will say that US 30 is more bullish right now, trending more bullish than Nasdaq. Right, Nasdaq has came into more of a retracement here than either SPX or US 30. So that's something to keep in mind. But I can't do nothing higher time frame here. Looking at UG, Euro GBP, I use this to tell me whether I'm a trade Euro or I'm a paid pound. Now, as far as I'm looking at this pair on the daily without doing, my full analysis like I just did on the rest of them, I definitely want to see them go ahead and make a run on the lows here. They're really close. Now, do I think they'll continue? Yeah, this is the cleanest price action we've gotten since November. In November, they stopped on a dime, right? Once they came down into the this higher time frame order institutional candle right here, right? Once they came into that, they stopped on it, turned around. Now they traded right back up to internal liquidity level. Definitely want to see them go ahead and run out these sell side liquidity. And see them run out the sell side liquidity over here would be also another target. But let's start with this most recent low, right? Easy low hanging fruit. So with that being said, if DXY is truly going to give a retracement, then that means that I'm going to be favoring buys on pounds and sells on euro, right? So that's how I use Euro GBP. Have a video for that I could link, but it's here on this YouTube channel. You feel me? So y'all can check it out. Now, here looking on pound. Pound is feeling pretty happy and healthy, that's for sure. Okay, looking at the weekly time frame on pound, we had pound run out the lows here of May, boom. Then we got strong institutional push higher, engulfing, bullish engulfing. Saw price retrace, boom, another bullish engulfing. All right, and then we saw price just expand very quickly, leaving an imbalance here. Then we saw price drop back down into this imbalance, respecting the halfway point of it, and absolutely just taking off again. All right, so this is showing me tendency towards bullishness here on pound, right? Continuing bullishness here on pound. And ever since we came into this year, pound's just been kind of consolidating, hasn't really been doing too much fluid price action. But we had them make a run here. Here was that first low from the year, right? The year opened up and they absolutely just fell off the face of the planet, took out these lows from Christmas week. Kind of really left, honestly, if you would say, they left a double bottom there from those lows from Christmas week. Then we had this big imbalance from CPI. This was the CPI of December that left this price action here. And so we saw them drop off with the open of last week, right? Last week's open here, we wanted to see that bullishness on DXY, and guess what? We got that bullishness on DXY. And alongside that, we had this sell-off here on pound. All right, now on Tuesday, right, we got them drop below that buy side liquidity, came into this imbalance over here, and then we got strong in bullish engulfing higher, right? Came back down, retraced, another bullish engulfing higher, right? And we saw price get up out of that range. All right, now given that price action overall is bullish, I do see these as as our objectives here, especially given that I'm looking for bearishness here on the dollar. Right? No, that was last Monday. Okay. Now looking at this week's price action so far. Just some consolidation, right? We had some smooth consolidation from yesterday's price action. We're currently trading below the open of the week right now. Yeah, we're currently trading below the weekly open, which is good for buying, for buying opportunities. So I'm just taking a look at this range from last week. See if there's any better price action. Price, I guess, level that we can get. But the beauty of not trading London session is we get to wait for London to give us some sort of confirmation, I guess you would say, right? So what I'm paying attention to here right now is whether I could see these lows getting ran out here on pound before we see price action higher. That's the low of yesterday, but the idea also that we could see here is that this was actually potentially the low of the week, or the low before we see that bullish price action that I'm expecting to see. And the first place that we could pay attention to would be these highs over here. Okay, because those are actually last week's highs. All right, always want to target last week before anything past that. Okay, so potentially that we saw the week start off making a run lower here on this sell side liquidity. But that was this week. That wasn't even last week. All right, but yeah, they went ahead and made a run lower on that Sunday price action, and then we saw a strong boom higher high come in, and then leaving this institutional candle over here to the left from Monday. So going into tomorrow, right? Both these levels are key to me, right? This here high at this institutional candle, but I do find it a little, a little interesting that they only ran out these lows here from Sunday. But I feel like the dollar is pretty ready to sell off. So that's the reason that I don't really think there needs to be too much manipulation to the downside here on pound. We don't have really any major news releases on pound. until Wednesday. You feel me? And really not any at all this week, and at all. So yeah, looking at this being today, boom, midnight opens up here. Okay, so what I'm looking to see here, I'm looking to see price kind of just stay, consolidate here. Um, and then if we can see a run below these lows here, right, from PM, right, a run below those lows, or even these lows is cool, right, but a run below into this order block that we were looking at, if we can get that, and then coming into New York session, we see them having traded away from there already, right? Like this, like that would be ideal, right? Or even if they made the run higher here, that would be ideal. And going into New York session, we could look for the objective to go the opposite way. And that's based off of, again, me being a bear on dollar at this moment. If I'm incorrect about the bearishness on dollar, I promise you we'll know. And like I said, that'll be if DXY closes up above this range here. And if it does, then I'll be actually looking to. I'm still stuck on bearish UG. So if dollar actually ends up being bullish, then I'll be looking for the sells on Euro USD, right? I'll be looking for sell opportunities here on Euro USD because Euro is more bearish than pound. We can look at EG for that, or you can just look at the chart, right? If you look at the daily chart on Euro, we recently had a lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Even though it's within this overall uptrend, these selling that has been coming here is way smoother than any selling on pound. All right, so that's my thoughts. Like I said, gonna have my eye on that setup with gold. Got the alerts there on gold, and then run lower here on pound. 127. Yeah, 127.05. We'll see. 04. Right, a run lower there. See if we can get down even to 2,700 would be cool. And then see price run away from there. That would be perfect. So that's what I'm looking for here, going into this price action for the next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. See if we can get some bullishness here on pound. Get that potential buy opportunity here on gold. And again, if you're a part of the guild already, if you're part of the fam, tomorrow, Tuesday, 8 a.m. New York live session, we'll be in here to see what opportunities we can find, or if there's going to be any opportunities for this session. All right, so I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, let's get it.